Okay, we're back, and we're here with Mike Watt, and we're now going to play a fun game called Explain This Photo. So what I did is I went online and I found some photos of Mike, and when I pull up these images, Mike, I just want you to ask exactly what's going on with these photos, okay? So the first photo we're going to pull out here is one that we found here with, looks like you on the base, but you're making a funny face there, Mike. Explain that photo to us, huh?
That was in the Oceanside. I can't even remember the pad. They usually play reggae music.
Yeah, okay.
But I was playing there with Perkins doing banging. Getting caught up in the moment. You know, I learned playing with D. Boone. I'm not really born entertainer, so it was very scary to get on stage. But D. Boone, hard charger, man. And so I would be contagious, and I would just get caught up and hopefully not get too self-conscious. So, funny things like that.
That's rad. Going to photo number 2, it looks like, what is going on here, though, Mike? That's the real question.
Yeah, that's a Stooges gig, and it's down on the streets. I know that part because Big would get on my bass amps when Ronnie would do his guitar solo down on the street, and I would get on my knees so he could jump up there and not be in the way.
He's climbing all over the place then, huh?
Well, he's actually humping it.
Yeah, it looks obviously with that image he's humping something there. So
both
my sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
He's sincere about that stuff and is very inspiring.
How about that? That's really cool. That's a really cool image right there too. And I thought it was funny when we pulled that up. And then finally, this is something going on. We Jamicano. Now I'm guessing this is not apple juice, right, Mike?
No, there's a piss bottle. That's in Sweden.
Yeah, because the bottles even look foreign. Yeah.
It's a couple hours before the van gets in a wreck.
Oh, you crashed the van?
I didn't crash it, but I was riding it.
Holy
with
cow.
Jay Maskus in Oslo, Norway.
Accident I ever seen.
Okay.
And we stopped to get diesel. It's a diesel van. And Jay sees the piss bottles there. He's like, man, what if we get in a wreck? We're gonna get all, I'm thinking,
he just put it out
the
there.
Worst? So that's me just ready to dump those at the diesel stop.
Or something. Yeah, gas station.
And right after that, maybe 2 hours later, somebody tries to pass the van and swerve to avoid. It flips over on the side.
What?
Jay breaks his back.
Cow.
I come climbing out of the side window. Yeah. So he had almost like a premonition about that car wreck. That's why I'm really scared. D. Boone was killed in a van wreck.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of that kind of stuff. And Jay wouldn't use seatbelts until that happened. He does now. I saw him fly right in front of me.
Oh my God,
that's really scary.
Yeah,
But
really
I'm
scary.
all happy getting rid of the piss bottles, but I don't realize in an hour and a half, 2 hours after that
truck's gonna roll. The van's gonna roll.
Yeah, and I'm climbing out the window.
Mike, did that delay the tour? Did it prolong the tour?
It ended it. Jay had to go to the hospital. Luckily, Sweden, they paid for everything, but he had a broken back. It took him a year to heal.
Oh my God. And you were touring with what band at that time?
Jay Maskus in the Fog.
Wow. Heavy story.
It was 2000.
Heavy story. That is heavy.
18 years ago.
And going back on that car crash, I don't want to damper the mood right now, but you just mentioned Boone and the tragedy. Let's go back to December 22nd, 1985, Mike.
I don't like that.
And I know it's right around your birthday.
Think about that.
It's right around your birthday. I know that your birthday is on the 20th. When you got the call that day, did you?
His father.
His
It was
father
in the
called.
daytime. It was like 4 in the morning.
It felt like your heart got ripped out, I'm guessing. Walk us through that experience that you went.
Fucked up. Urinals turned into a band called Radways, and they were opening, I think, for Jesus Mary Chain or something. Anyway, they got done playing, and so I wanted to go home, and Kay's brother Paul wanted me to give a friend a ride, so I did. And I remember coming down La Brea, and there's a street called Willoughby.
Okay.
This stop is Willoughby.
So there's an old Twilight Zone where they deal with some next stop Willoughby kind of crap. I got a big chill. And when it was pop, you know, I get home and talk for an hour or two or something, and then the phone rings. I thought of that Twilight Zone because Willoughby's the name of the fucking
Whatever it is,
funeral
it
service.
comes with sunlight and
The
serenity.
guy just walked off the
and is
train.
a part of the
Bizarre.
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone episode. Anyway, I just thought, no, nobody wants to hear me play bass again.
You almost shut it down then. You almost shut it down. And I had done my my research on you, as I do with all my other guests. And was it Thurston Moore that got you to play the bass again?
First had me play Kim's bass. It was some kind of jam with reading poetry. It's mainly playing with Steve Shelley. And then they had me play bass to a Kim Fowley song. I actually played to a record.
Oh, okay. You're doing you're copying the record and using that as a
No, I'm playing to the record. Yeah, it's trippy the way Sonic Youth would cover songs that you'd actually play to the record.
Wow, how about that?
So that's the first time I played since he got killed, and I was thinking, okay, let's make a 45. That got me going, but what really was happening was Edward, who came from Ohio. I didn't know you had to pay money to have your name not in the phone book, and so he found me and called me and said he was coming.
Oh, he stalked you down, did he?
And
The Yellow Pages?
guy
Your
with
fingers
bleached
to the
hair,
walking through the Bells and Yellow
R.E.M.
Pages.
and U2. Well, R.E.M. was the last band. Well, we got to open for them during our last tour. So I thought that was good. Together Firehouse, it was a very rough time. Georgia King.
Yeah. And that's the origin of the Fire Hose Band.
Yeah, it was mainly just get back on the saddle. Although it was much different in a way because Edward and T. Boone are different. But Edward helped me, of course. Georgie helped me a lot.
Yes.
Those are very hard years for me. It's even hard to remember back. It's very difficult.
Thank you for sharing that with Mike. I know it's something very personal, very intimate for you. So just to kind of come on my show and say that really means a lot to me. Let me ask you this. With the times being now that everything's kind of resurging and everything's second coming, would we ever see a second coming Minutemen? I know obviously D. Boone can never be replaced, but I'm sure there's a lot of artists that can maybe fill in his shoes for the time being. The Misfits just did a reunion tour.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it.
You're not gonna happen,
I've done 3 or 4 times George Hurley, just us two playing the old songs.
Yeah.
But no, I don't want D. Boone replaced.
It won't happen.
That's why I didn't call the band with Edward Minutemen. Minutemen was gone once D. Boone was gone. I would do the duet with Georgie because I feel sincere about that, but other people do what they do in their bands. It's okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not for me.
It just seems like nowadays a lot of these groups from the 80s are resurfacing again, like the OC groups with D.I. You got the Dead Kennedys coming around again. So I just thought maybe timing is everything.
Yeah, but
I
it's
figured I'd
just
ask the
Minutemen
question.
was too much a part of D.
Even
Boone.
Black Flag's making a resurgence. So
Well, a couple of them, right?
Right,
Suit each
right.
other. I'd rather. There's a lot of other things I can do. Now, like on this tour, I'm going to play some songs from those days I
know
wrote
you
40
do.
years ago.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I love
But
that.
I'm not going to call the band Minutemen. Missing Man. We're missing D. Boone.
I love that. Now, today I picked San Pedro. Obviously, we're here at your practice jam studio, and who's more iconic in San Pedro than Mr. Mike Watt himself? So let's talk about the area of San Pedro, and let's just go down the history with it. You came here in the 1970s, and you haven't looked back since, Mike. You are definitely a part of this place, and you are definitely deep-rooted well in San Pedro area. What is it about the area that you love so much?
Yeah, I like it being a harbor, and I like being on the end, the edge. We have cliffs, so the nature has at least some kind of connect with the sea. There's something about the sea.
Yeah.
My father was a sailor, you know.
Yeah.
It's econo. It's kind of a thermos bottle, especially in those old days. People in the movement was telling us you got to move up to Hollywood. I remember D. Boone saying, "If we move up there, what are we going to write songs about?" And I said, "I don't know." He said, "Probably Hollywood." So let's stay in Pedro. It's close enough, 30 miles away. We can drive to do a gig, but I said, okay. It made me think about that.
Yeah.
And also all the touring I've done. I like seeing other people's towns and countries and stuff, states. But it also makes the bungee cord want to bring me back.
Coil back.
The stuff I like. I'm a member of the San Pedro Bay Historical Society. I know a lot about the town.
Yeah.
I've been here 51 years now. There's just a lot of sentiment for me, but there's something really connected that I need.
I'm new to the area of San Pedro. Like I said earlier in the interview, I'm primarily from the South Bay area, Redondo, Hermosa Beach, Redondo, if you want to call it that. But when I came here about 9 months ago, there is a certain energy of San Pedro that I can feel. There's a frequency here. So everything you just said, I can totally adapt and relate to. And I know exactly the passion and love that you have for this place. But now that I talked about the good, there's always the con, there's always the negative. Mike, let me ask you, what do you hate about San Pedro right now?
Well, just same human things that in other people's towns, the intolerance, people being all sure-footed about making sure other people feel really bad about themselves. Crap, but that's not just specific to Pedro, it's just human.
It's kind of everywhere. Yeah. It's kind of, again, 6 degrees of separation, right, Mike?
Connected.
Yeah, you're all connected here.
So, you know what, that's why I say I don't want to really rest on my past or sit on my hands and say, if I've already done it, everything's been done. No, there's a lot to do in Pedro.
Yeah, it sure is.
Righteous, the idea that it could attract people, creative people.
That's right. Hell yeah, Mike. And obviously they say the food is good here. Is there a go-to place that you love, or what are the top 3 Mike Watt stops when it comes to food here in Chow?
Well, I like Enchilada House on Alma.
The Enchilada House? Okay.
It's called Beacon on that side. At 6th Street, they switch over from Alma to Beacon. It's the same street. But I like Enchilada House, since high school. Also,
Okay.
Busy Bee over on 25th.
Iconic
and
spot. Yeah, there's always a line
Rocker.
coming out of that place.
Yeah. And I like getting liverwurst sandwich at Darko's.
Darko's, where's that at?
It's called South Bay Meats.
Oh,
It's
South Bay
25th
Meats.
and Western.
Yes, okay, that's the one there
Darko's
by
the boss. And
Sorrento's in that little
Sorrento's
right?
near down
Right
the
there.
way
Yeah.
in that same little court.
Okay.
I like pastrami sandwich from there, but I love the liverwurst. Only place I can find liverwurst, tomato,
Liverwurst.
mustard, and onion. I love that.
You gotta have an interesting,
It's even hard to find that in New York City now. Well, you asked me, so I told you.
Again, Mike, to be here today with you, someone as iconic in not only music and the arts, but as well as a historian of San Pedro, you've made my day, man. I'm so stoked to have you as a guest today. It really means a lot to me.
Thanks for having me.
It really means a lot to me, man. So I really want to say thank you for that. And I know you got a lot going on this week. You're about to hit the road here, but in closing, Mike, is there anything that you want to say to anyone in these cameras right now where we can catch you next, or anything that you want to say?
I get back in November. In the middle of November, I play in Strong Beach, 4th Street Vine. I know there's the Coming Home gig is November 2nd at the Echo in Echo Park.
Okay, that's where you're going to play the tour?
The next time I'm in Pedro, don't know yet. Well, the easiest way I'll be is MikeWatt.com.
Yeah.
I also do tour diaries, so you can read about the tour as it's going.
Your resume with playing with such artists, like all through, there's just so many genres that you play with. Do you have, I'm not going to put it to where you have a favorite or not a favorite, but you've played with so many artists such as the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know your collaboration with Flea. You've done stuff with Dinosaur Jr.'s, and we went back to Sonic Youth, Jane's Addiction. You even went as far as to do a collab with American Idol Kelly Clarkson that I saw.
No, I was asked by the producer to come and play bass on 6 songs.
For Kelly
So
Clarkson?
the songs, yeah, and that kind of work is, it's good to do some, but man, it's very hard. They got the song done. You got to come in, you got to learn it. You got to come up with a part, and then you got to play it, and everybody's standing there watching you.
Yeah.
They were very kind to me. They told me she went on a game show. She's a nice lady. She told me she'd learn how to sing in church. But, it was a day of work and just trying to do my best for them. They let me try a lot of different things. They were very kind.
That's good. You're a legend, Mike. God, wow, what a joy this morning's been for me, man. Thank you so much for being here with me today and just talking historical punk rock, going back into the Minute days, you know, talking about We Jam Econo. It just goes on and on. I'm just so overwhelmed. I started this interview very nervous, as I do all of them, but to have you on my show today just means the world to me, as I said numerous of times. So, Mike, thank you so much. I really
welcome,
appreciate
man.
you, man. And
You want to see my crack band?
you bet I do, man.
All right, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Watt.